Ever since Klee was first released in the second half of patch 1.0, I had always wanted her for my team, just because of how cute she was. I loved her design, character, and attacks as well, so much that I even collected her Jumpty Dumpty cup and earbuds. However, I always had some reason to miss her banner. For example, in 1.0, I didn't have enough Primo Gems because I had put for Venti earlier instead. After which, she returned in patch 1.6 for the Golden Apple Archipelago, but as Inazuma was coming up in the next patch, I had to save for Yoimiya and Ayaka instead. In patch 2.8, I couldn't pull for her again since Sumeru was coming in the next patch and I didn't have enough Primo Gems. However, Klee finally came back in the current patch 3.8 with a whole new adventure in Sumeru. What's different this time was that she was being released alongside her very own costume, which was just so adorable. Even though honestly her kit is no longer good nowadays, being clunky, not that strong, and even being outclassed by C4 Yanfei, I had enough Primo Gems saved up this time and I wanted to get her and her costume. Before I share more, can I just say a huge thank you to everyone for helping me reach 100 subscribers and 2.3k views for my video about the best character for every element. While it's a small milestone, I'm still extremely grateful to everyone. If you haven't subscribed yet, I really hope that you can do so, as it will really help me out and the channel. Thank you, and let's continue the video. Where was I? Oh yeah, so I have enough Primo Gems for Klee and her costume. However, when I decided to pull for her, I'm not actually sad? So I hope that explains why I'm not sad. The first reason, as you just saw, is that Tighnari is insane. You may recognize this team from one of my previous videos, What is the best team in Genshin? Only that the team that time had Alhaitham, and I replaced him this time with Tighnari. I was honestly so surprised by how well he worked, considering he's just a standard banner character. But how and why does this team work? Let me explain. As you can tell, this team works off the Dendro reaction. Zhongli first uses his E skill for the shield, followed by Raiden and her E skill. Raiden's E skill, the Eye of Stormy Judgment, buffs the attack of the active character and launches an electro AoE damage wherever your active character hits. Nahida then uses her E skill to apply Dendro and her Seal of Skandha on the enemy. The Seal of Skandha only activates whenever a Dendro reaction is triggered to deal huge damage. And this is where Tighnari comes in. Being a bow character, he can stand far away from the enemy, unlike Alhaitham that needs to move in for the damage. All Tighnari needs to do is use his E skill, and he can use 3 instances of his charged attacks immediately. When his arrows hit the opponent, he triggers Raiden's AoE electro damage and applies Dendro to the enemy as well. This triggers both Quicken and Spread for both Tighnari's arrows and Nahida's Sea of Skandha, dealing insane amounts of damage extremely quickly. Tighnari in this case is what we would consider a driver, being the on-field character to trigger the skills of Nahida and Raiden, who both are not as optimal on-field. For example, Raiden's normal attack only do physical damage, while Nahida's normal attack are slow due to being a catalyst user. Tighnari's speed in shooting his 3 charged arrows allow him to drive the reactions extremely quickly. But of course, not all is perfect. For example, Tainari's E skill has a 12-second cooldown after it's used, meaning that he will be out of commission after his 3 arrows have been shot, but honestly that is fine to me. 12 seconds isn't too long, and what's more, his burst recharges quickly, which means that you can use his burst in the meantime while waiting for the 12 seconds to trigger both the quicken and the spread reactions, thereby ensuring that his downtime is not very long at all. Even though Tainari is just C0 and I lost the 50-50 for him, I'm just so happy to get him given his insane utility as a driver, and that also because I wanted him since Sumeru was released a year ago, but couldn't because I keep losing my 50-50s to Jean and Diluc. The second reason as to why I was happy to lose my 50-50 is that in case for some reason you didn't know, losing your 50-50 means that the next character you get on the limited banner will be the guaranteed limited 5-star character. Given that Fontaine is coming up soon, it's just so perfect. I'm guaranteed for a new Fontaine character, and I'm wondering if I should go for the announced Linny or save for Furina, the Hydro Archon. Do let me know who I should get down in the comment section below. The third reason is that, as I mentioned earlier, Klee's kit, although adorable, is not very strong at all. In my previous video, I talked about the characters that I regret pulling, one of which was Xiao, who I mentioned I hardly used because his kit just wasn't very good. To quote myself, I said, "I wish that I didn't let the character hype get to me and just not poop for the character." As such, I guess I'm kinda lucky that I didn't get Klee in this case, because otherwise, she would likely just be sitting in my inventory and not be used on any teams at all. And with that, we've come to the end of today's video. Have you ever felt happy that you lost the 50-50? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, do consider leaving a like, comment or subscribe, as it will really help me in my goal towards 1000 subscribers. I regularly post Genshin and Honkai Star Rail videos, and I hope that you'll be here to watch them when they release. Thank you and see you next time.